Shaivism is the name given to the practice of worshipping Lord Shiva as the highest supreme Brahman. Shaivism is practiced widely throughout India and has many distinct regional variations in both philosophy and practice. Artifacts from excavations of archaeological sites from the Indus Valley civilization have been interpreted to suggest that the earliest form of Shiva worship was practiced between 2800 BCE to 1500 BCE. These artifacts include numerous lingas carved on rock surfaces as well as the Pashupati seal found at Mohenjo-daro, which has been the subject of much study. In the Vedic period, the Rig Veda saw the initial proto-Shiva figure develop into Rudra, a terrifying capricious deity who held jurisdiction over disease and the wilderness. Although only four of the Rig Vedic hymns are dedicated exclusively to this character, he plays an important role in the Vedas in his association with the fire god Agni and the sacrificial beverage Soma. Shiv means the auspicious one, Kalyankari. This lance may be a precursor of Shiva's trident. The two great epics of India, the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, also indicate Shiva's importance. It is with the rise to prominence of the Puranas during the Gupta dynasty during 320 to 500 CE that Shaivism spread most rapidly throughout the Indian subcontinent. One of the primary symbols of Shaivism is the Ling, also known as Lingam, the phallic shape which represents Shiva by embodying both his regenerative capability as the destroyer and reproducer of the universe. In Shaivite temples, worship of the Ling is performed with offerings of fresh flowers, water, sprouts of grass, fruits, leaves, and sun-dried rice. In the home, Shaivites often collect natural ling-shaped stones to which they perform ablutions and food offerings. The ling has become the definitive mark of Shaivism, allowing a devotee to recognize and identify with followers of the group. The ling is commonly found in proximity to a yoni, the vulvular symbol of Shakti. The tilak is a Hindu sectarian mark worn on the forehead which varies in shape according to the different folds of Hinduism. The Shaivite tilak typically appears as three horizontal lines, also known as tripundra, drawn upon the forehead with ashes. Worshippers of Shiva worship him in various forms as Shivling, Nataraj, Dakshinamurti, Ardhanarishwar, Hridayamurti, Yogeshwar, and Bhairav. There are various schools of Shaivism. Shaivism has a vast literature that includes texts representing multiple philosophical schools such as non-dualist, that is Abhed, and dualist, that is Bhed. Non-dual with dualism, Bhed-Abhed perspectives. Pashupats. The ascetic Pashupat are one of the oldest named Shaivite sects. The most likely founder of this group was Lakulish, the lord of the club, who lived around the early part of the 2nd century CE. Each of his four major disciples, Korushe, Garg, Mitra, and Kushik, established important lineages of their own. Although the Pashupat movement seems to have died out by the late 15th century, its precepts are still well known because of two surviving texts, the Gankarika and the Pashupat Sutra. Kapaliks. Kapaliks, or skull bearers, gleaned from outsider commentaries, most notably Shankara's biographies, suggest that the group centered around bhakti devotion of Bhairav Shiv in the most terrifying form. Kalamuks. Kapalik and Kalamuk are the devotees of Shiv who become known for their practices of esoteric rituals that allegedly included both animal and human sacrifice. Nayanars. Among the first proponents of the vernacular bhakti tradition in Hinduism were the Nayanars, an exalted group comprised of 63 poet saints that developed in South India during the 7th century CE. Among the most prominent four primary poet saints are Nanchampantar, Tirunavukkurkar, Kuntaramurti, Manikavasakar. Kashmir Shaivism. Shaivism in the northern Indian region of Kashmir involves a number of influential sects which thrived during the second half of the 9th century CE. Among these groups, were the dualistic Shaiv Siddhants and the monists comprised of the Trik and Karma traditions. The Shaiv Siddhantas maintained what they held to be a pure form of Shaivism. They were led primarily by Narayan Kant and his son Ramakant. Nath Sampradaya. Nath, also called Natha, are a Shaiv sub-tradition within Hinduism in India and Nepal. The Nathas have been a confederation of devotees who consider Shiva as their first lord or guru, with varying lists of additional gurus. Of these, the 9th or 10th century Matsyendranath and the ideas and organization mainly developed by Gorakhnath are particularly important. Gorakhnath is considered the originator of the Nath Panth. Veer Shaivas. The Veer Shaivas or heroic Shaivas are the reformist Shaivite sect with approximately 6 million adherents located in the South India state of Karnataka. The movement originated along the border regions of Karnataka and Maharashtra in the mid 12th century. As is evident by their alternative moniker, the Lingayats, bearers of the Linga represents the most important religious symbol of this group. The 14th day of the waning moon in the month of Falgun, occurring between February-March, is celebrated as Shiva Ratri, the night of Lord Shiva. On this day, Shaivite temples are elaborately decorated with hordes of devotees lining up to offer obeisance to Lord Shiva. If you want to know about any other topic on religious traditions or ancient India, please leave it in the comment box so that I can come back with it. Thank you.